Hey everybody, Steve here once again at Inglewood Park Cemetery in Inglewood, California. And today it happens to be one of those rare, sunny, beautiful days. I'm usually here when I visit in the mornings, and because it's so close to the beach, it tends to get foggy here. So most of my visits here have been in the fog, so it's really nice to be here on a beautiful sunny day like today. I'm here to visit the final resting place of actor Bud Jamison. If you're a Three Stooges fan, then I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. During his acting career in Hollywood, he appeared in more than 450 films, but he's probably best remembered for appearing in more than 50 Three Stooges films. He was born in Vallejo, California in 1895, and by the time he was a teenager, he began performing in vaudeville productions. By 1915, he was appearing in Keystone comedies, alongside comedy legends like Charlie Chaplin. A year later, in 1916, he began working with Hal Roach Studios, appearing in Harold Lloyd films. Later in his career, he also worked with Abbott and Costello, but it's his work with the Three Stooges that he's probably best remembered for. Jamison was cremated, and his cremated remains are interred here in the Mausoleum of the Golden West, within the Sanctuary of Dreams, in the alcove of Psalms. His niche is located just down the hallway and around the corner from singing legend Ray Charles, and just directly across the hallway from another acting legend, Cesar Romero. When I was here 2 or 3 years ago to visit Cesar Romero's final resting place, I had no idea that Bud Jamison was located just a few feet behind where I was standing. It's kind of funny how often this has happened to me, but it gives me another reason to come back to really nice cemeteries like this multiple times, so I'm not complaining. I've probably been back to this cemetery now a half a dozen times, and I still haven't visited all of the final resting places that I'd like to visit, so I'll probably be coming back another half a dozen times. Jamison died at the young age of 49 in nearby Hollywood on September 30th, 1944, and his cause of death has always been a bit of a mystery. Over the years, there have been a number of conflicting reports about how he actually died. Some stories have claimed that he had a blood infection or kidney cancer, and because he was a devout Christian Scientist, he refused any blood transfusions, which resulted in his untimely death. Family members, however, say that he suffered from phlebitis in his leg, and that he was in a lot of pain during his final film, which was called Nob Hill, and that he refused medical help because back in the day, being a professional, he lived by the motto, "The show must go on," and just powered through his pain. Unfortunately, the day after filming, a blood clot traveled to his lungs and killed him. His death certificate lists his cause of death as mesenteric thrombosis with carcinoma of his right kidney. He also had type 2 diabetes. Refusing to get treatment or ignoring warning signs may or may not have been a factor in his early death, but it probably didn't help, and he definitely died way too young. Now, I just noticed that his plaque spells his name with an extra I, so I'm guessing that it was probably just shortened to make it easier as a stage name. Like actors Vernon Dent and Emil Sitka, whose gravesites I also visited previously on this channel, and I'll put the links down below in case you missed those videos. Bud Jamison was definitely one of the more popular and more memorable characters among the many Three Stooges cast members. As I mentioned earlier, actor Cesar Romero's niche is located just across the hallway from Bud Jamison's. And the last couple times I was here, the light in his display case was either burned out or turned off, and it was really difficult to read his name on his plaque, so I'm really happy to see that the light is on today, giving it the spotlight it deserves. Have any of you been here to visit either of their final resting places? Or Ray Charles for that matter, since he's just down the hallway? This is definitely a beautiful old Hollywood-style mausoleum, and definitely transports you back to yesteryear when the Three Stooges were making films not very far from here. This week I want to give a shout out and a very big thank you to my very, very generous PayPal supporter, Dana Pretzer. Thank you, Dana, once again for your very generous support of this channel. It's very appreciated and definitely helps make future trips like this possible. Until next time, thanks for sharing the memories, everybody.